We're here at a cold and windy Brands Hatch for round one, and it's a new show for 2013 featuring the Aprilia Super Teens and the Aprilia RV 450 GPs.
Famous names such as Casey Stoner and Cal Crutchlow started their careers in this class, and for 2013 it's time to find a new future star.
Welcome to Thundersport GB, the Aprilia Challenge. Welcome to Brands Hatch then for round one, and the weather conditions, well, it looks as though we're still in the winter season. It is around 2 or 3 degrees here, air temperature, 7 degrees track temperature. It's drizzly, it's wet. There are some dry patches, but you'd be a brave rider to go out and race on dry tyres. The fans and the spectators around the circuit have got their brollies out, and even the grid girls, well, finally the brollies have got a good use as to, instead of just keeping the sun away, they're actually shading the riders from the horrible conditions. Few riders missing on the grid, but I can assure you that they are there for the Aprilia Super Teens for riders aged 12 to 18. Zach Corduroy pole, ahead of Charlie Nesbitt, a newcomer. Ross Simpson third, and Bradley Peary is in fourth, looking delighted. Brad Peary, we should just mention number 97, pretty much the pre-season favourite going into this year, but look out for number 86, Charlie Nesbitt. He is just turned 12 years old, and he is so quick. That is why he's on the front row. He's got the orange bib on. It's his first full season of racing. Also, number 95, a competitor from last year, of course, Ross Simpson, and Zach Corduroy, number 22. On his day, he is mustered around Paddock Hill Bend and up towards Druids they come, and it is number 97, Brad Peary, that leads. That looks like the orange wheels of Ross Simpson moving up into second place. Another couple of riders to look out for. Number 19, Aaron Clifford from Ireland, a youngster who's been lighting up the Irish championships at such a young age. He's now coming into play in this class. And number 101, Curtis Drew, he was a newcomer last year, but whatever he's eaten for breakfast over the winter period, he's come out a new rider, because he is easily capable of getting a podium here. Number 7 there, just going through, William Keynes. Number 11, Joe Sheldon Shaw. Both will be looking to get themselves into the top 5 today, but it is Brad Peary, number 97, sorry, going into turn 1 in the lead ahead of Zach Corduroy, and it is Nesbitt, Charlie Nesbitt, in third place as they head up towards Druids. Nesbitt's number 86 from Swindon, former Minimoto rider, and he's sporting a similar colour scheme to that of Fraser Rogers from a few years ago when he first came from Minimotos into Aprilia Super Teens, and in his first season of racing he won the championship. Could we see something similar here from this young 12-year-old? Here is number 97, Bradley Peary, full of life, a character off the bike, and last year, well, he had a mighty competitor in Lewis Rollo, the young Scotsman that went on to blitz this championship in his first full season. He's actually going to be coming up in the 450 Aprilias that will be coming up after. Oh, and there's a problem there for 303. Aidan Walker, that is, number 303, rider from Leeds. He's now pulling into pit lane, so obviously got 1 or 2 issues with his Aprilia RS 125. Back at the front, though, it is still Bradley Peary, number 97, that leads the way from number 22, Zach Corduroy. In third place further back, it's that pretty intense battle there involving number 86, Charlie Nesbitt. There is number 58, that's Tristan Finocchiaro. No prizes for guessing which part of the world he's from, young Italian. But it is still Peary that leads. He's coming under some pressure now, though, from Zach Corduroy. Zach had a few rounds last year where he was up in the top 3 regularly. 1 or 2 injuries, He has grown a lot over the winter, I have to say. It's going to be interesting to see how large he looks on those little Aprilia 125s by the end of the season. Of course, these riders are all 12 to 18 years old, and that's Curtis Drew, 101. Curtis, well, what has he been eating for breakfast? Oh, I thought it was, for a minute there, I thought I saw a faller into Paddock Hill Bend. In fact, it was just a bit of the Armco. Panic over. 97 it is that still leads. Peary from Corduroy. Then it's Curtis Drew. Then number 86 is Charlie Nesbitt. Further back there, we've got a number of newcomers going into Druids. That's number 74, Joe Thompson. Got Daniel Drayton mixed up somewhere down there. Lewis Good, 88. Sam Wilford, number 35, we just saw also. Around McLaren and Clearways they come. They're just overtaking one of the back markers there. That was just Harriet Drury they're just dealing with, but Bradley Peary really did make the most of that, filtering through the traffic rather nicely. Further back, that's number 73, Cameron Tenzing Jenkins. And he said that we are allowed to call him CTJ for short this season, just to help us out in the commentary booth. Back at the front though, in the Aprilia Super Teens, it's number 97, Brad Peary, and Corduroy having a look around the outside now. What a move that would be if he could come off. These conditions, remember, these riders out there on full wet tyres. There are some damp patches on this circuit. It's too cold to run the dry standard Dunlop road tyres, so they are out there on full wets, and Corduroy is looking very quick into the corners here. They come around McLaren and Clearways now, this right-hander that seems to go on forever. Camber changing all the way around it and then onto the start-finish straight. And that's the part of the circuit where the race leader, Brad Peary, looks to be the most comfortable. We just saw William Keynes going through in 8th. That there is Joe Sheldon Shaw. But the riders now come up and pass the start-finish line. That looks like the battle for 3rd. It is. That's Ross Simpson, number 95. Ahead of Charlie Nesbitt, number 86. What a weekend he's having, considering he's never been here before. And Corduroy around the outside again. Well, he rehearsed it last time and he's pulled it off around the outside into Druids. What a move that is from Zach Corduroy, number 22, the rider from Blueberry. Well, unbelievable stuff there from Zach, number 22. Here he is. He's your new race leader ahead of number 97, Bradley Peary. And I doubt Brad could see that one coming. The rain's still pouring at different parts of the circuit here. We just saw there number 71, Luke Harvey, going through. There is number 34. That's Daniel Drayton. And now your race leaders, Corduroy, number 22 with the black and red leathers ahead of the number 97 pre-season favourite, Brad Peary. Last lap flag is out. And we are... Well, it's once again around Druids there. You can see that Zach Corduroy's just got a bit of traffic to deal with up ahead of him. This battle for 3rd continues. Curtis Drew has now got himself up ahead of Nesbitt and Ross Simpson. And I've got news coming through on the time screens that number 95, that is Ross Simpson in the top 5 there, has got a 10-second penalty for a yellow flag infringement. That'll drop him down the order. But who's going to take the win here? The first Aprilia Super Team race to be televised in 2013. It looks like Corduroy has got this one sussed. They come out onto Clark Curve and onto the start-finish straight. And Brad Peary will not close that gap down. It's going to be a win here for Zach Corduroy. He does take the 25 points and he's delighted across the line. Bradley Peary takes 2nd place, number 97. So the suspects we thought would be up there were indeed. Who's got 3rd place? Oh, by 1/100th of a second, it is Charlie Nesbitt, the newcomer. The 12-year-old, just turned 12, has taken it, and he wins the Nitro Newcomers ahead of Curtis Drew in 4th. Aaron Clifford, the young Irishman, in 5th, ahead of Joe Sheldon Shaw in 6th. Great race here. And there he is. Look at the size difference. Zach Corduroy has grown over the winter ahead of Brad Peary and Charlie Nesbitt. And in the newcomers, Nesbitt takes it ahead of Cameron Tenzing Jenkins and Jordan Boyle.
3rd place in the Nitro Newcomers is Jordan Boyle. It was a very close race out there. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was really close. Like on the last corner, it just got done on the line for a second. Yeah.
Was the conditions out there quite tricky? Because I know some places it's wet, some places it's dry.
Yeah, it's like some damp patches on some of the corners, and then it was dry on some of the other corners.
We wish you luck for your next race. Have you got any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I think my dad, Paul Keys, my mum, Ian Newton, Dunlop and Dunsport.
Second in the Nitro newcomers, Cameron, I understand this is your first time at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, it's the first time at Brands Hatch. First race on like a proper big circuit. So yeah.
And how do you find it out there? Do you like the track?
Well, the conditions have been quite tricky, but yeah, the track's great. Really enjoyed it.
And have you got any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to say a big thank you to my mum and my dad, my uncle Adam, and all my friends and family that supported me. Also, a big thank you to Motrack for giving me an amazing bike, and also to Direct Distribution for the great products they have sent us. So a big thank you to them.
And third overall in the Aprilia Super Teens, but first in the Nitro newcomers, is Charlie Nesbitt. You were leading that chasing pack. Was it close for you? How easy did you find it?
Yeah, it's really difficult because I only got third by 0.01 of a second, so it's quite difficult.
And were the conditions tricky for you out there? You managed to pull through?
Yep, the conditions are quite good, but depends what you like conditions-wise.
Excellent. And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my sponsors on my high vis, and especially Julian from Mini Motor Racing and Scott Finley for burning my engines.
Bradley Peary comes second overall in the Aprilia Super Teens. Definitely a close race. You got an excellent start there. You were first into the first corner. How was the race?
Yeah, I mean, all weekend I've had good starts. Clutch been fine, everything's been working. Brands Hatch, amazing track. I mean, shoot like a jelly bean, but it's amazing to ride. Yeah, I've loved it the whole weekend. I had a win yesterday, which was my third ever, so I was pretty happy. And yeah, so I hope I can do good for the second race as well.
And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I mean, I was awful last year, so I've actually got a bit of a plan ready. Brian Gregg, Tory Roofing, RST Levers, Armrod Signs, Diamond Hayes Transport, Bob Jackson, Jackson's Motorcycles, Plum Gas, Wiz, Mum and Dad, and my Nana Leslie. And happy Mother's Day to my mum.
Very efficient. Well done, Bradley. But the winner overall is Zach Corduroy. That couldn't have been a closer race.
No, especially coming through Graham Hill Bend. There's no other way I was going to get him apart from around the outside. Brilliant race.
Is Brad looking to be a rival for you for the rest of the year, do you think?
Yeah, all through the year it's going to be passing and go brilliant.
And any sponsors that you'd like to thank?
I like to thank Pewterlin Oil, Machine Shack, Thundersport, Dunlop and Aprilia.
Well, that's it from the Aprilia Super Teens. More of that later. But after the break, it's going to be the in-competition Aprilia RV 450s. Welcome back to Brands Hatch for the Aprilia Challenge here at Thundersport GB. Round one of the season, the Aprilia RV 450s are up next onto the grid. A championship that has been with us for a couple of years now. There's number 61, Harry Coomber. There is Jamie Thackeray, number 94, on the front row. We've got Lewis Rollo there, last year's Aprilia Super Team champion. And on pole is a rider that will be looking to take a title this year, Northern Ireland's David Allingham. Grace caught up with him earlier on.
I've managed to get down to the paddock to catch up with number 11, David Allingham. David, you're a pre-season favourite. Unfortunately, though, last year your championship chances were hindered due to injury and such, and even 3 weeks ago you broke your collarbone. How did that happen?
Yeah, last year had a rough time of it. We started off the season really good. We came away leading both championships. Unfortunately, I should have stayed calm, I think, more through the season, but I wanted to do one more races and I started just silly mistakes and crashing and that. Again, we started off new bikes this year again at Open Park. It crashed, silly mistake. Crashed with another rider and ended up breaking my collarbone.
But you feel ready to race this year?
Yeah, I feel mentally I feel ready to race, but collarbone's just about sore, so just have to get some painkillers on me and get on with it.
We saw last year that Callan Cooper was a hot rival of yours. Is there anyone you're looking out for this year?
Yeah, they're all out there. Like, you've got all the new Super Teeny boys who's moved onto the RV 450s. You've got Lewis Rollo and Gideon Thomas. You never know who's going to be at the front. And also you've got the old boys as well. You've got Bradley Jones and Ross Twyman, Harry Coomer, you know he's so fast in the wet. So yeah, I'll have to look out for them all, but I'm ready to take them, mate.
Excellent. And we see that you've got some new sponsors with you here today.
Yeah, we've got a new sponsor. It's called Be More. Yeah, I'm glad they're here this weekend. They helped me out so much. I wouldn't be here without them. So yeah, I'd like to give a big shout out to Be More.
Excellent. Well, good luck for your race. Back to you, Steve.
Thanks very much, Grace. So David Allingham, we just spoke to him. He is on pole position, number 11 on the right of your screens. Last year's top 3 have all moved on. Callum Cooper, Sam Cox and Tom Oliver. It's time to crown a new champion in 2013, and it is a good start for David Allingham, number 11, on that Beam or Aprilia. Most of these riders on the 450s have moved up from Aprilia Super Teams. The only rider that hasn't done is Will Hodgson, number 14. He is the oldest competitor out there, and he's up to 3rd. Number 14, Will Hodgson, he's 26 years old, so he's a veteran, you could say, in this class, up against all of these teenagers looking to make a name for themselves. It's Allingham that leads. 61 in second there, that's Harry Coomber. David Allingham, just a moment ago, pinpointed Harry out as one of the championship rivals to him this season. He's grown considerably over the winter, but he's also very, very quick here. There he is, number 61. In the all black leathers and the white and blue striped helmet, and he's gone up the inside there into clearways. It's Will Hodgson in 3rd. That's Jamie Thackeray, the older of two brothers, should I say. Number 94 there in 4th place, up ahead of last year's Aprilia Super Team champion Lewis Rollo, just 13 years old, the young Scotsman. He won this ride courtesy of his championship win last year, and is looking to finish in the top 3 overall this year. In fact, having spoken to him a few times in the garages, he's looking to win the championship. Never mind top 3. There he is, number 8, where you can see the Scottish flag on his knee sliders. The 450s always providing us with fantastic entertainment. And this year, we get a chance to see the Super Teens and the 450s all in one show here on Modus TV. That's number 22, Alex Baker, another significant improver since last season. Now he's got to grips with the 450. But at the front here, it's Harry Coomber. He's got out ahead of number 11 there, David Allingham, who's still suffering with that broken collarbone. Just a couple of weeks recovery since the collarbone break, so still a bit sore, as he mentioned. Onto the start-finish straight we go. Still Coomber from Allingham in 3rd place. Will Hodgson, number 14, now coming under attack from number 8. Lewis Rollo, who's half his age, we should just point out, has just gone up the inside of him into Paddock Hill Bend. In the background there with a green and black helmet, number 94 is Jamie Thackeray, but I think that's Bradley Jones, number 75, just gone up underneath him. Bradley Jones not perhaps having the weekend that he'd want, and we've got a rider down already, and I think that's number 58, Cameron Lee, another former Super Teen rider who's gone down. It is, he's up and he's walking away, which is nice to see, but Cameron will be disappointed with that. He has gone down. So we're down to the nitty-gritty stuff at the top here. Still Coomber that leads from Allingham. That's the battle for 3rd. Currently just about being led by Will Hodgson, number 14. Another rider that is worth a mention, didn't manage to get out in this race. He pulled up in the warm-up lap, number 15, Ross Twyman, a definite title contender this year. Not in this race, hopefully back for the 2nd one here at Brands, but it's Lewis Rollo there with the white helmet and the blue rain jacket that is leading the fight for 3rd. A rider who at 13 years of age was actually too young to enter the Aprilia 450s this year. It's for a class for 14-year-olds minimum, but he turns 14 on the 21st of May, and the ACU have given him special dispensation up until that point, courtesy of him being so good last year, winning the Aprilia Super Teen Championship. So Lewis Rollo, definitely one to look out for. He's got a wise head on those young shoulders. He said to me before the start of this race, you know, I just want to finish all 4 races in the top 4 or 5, pick up some points, and then we'll start winning from Donington onwards. At the front of this one at the moment, it is Harry Coomber, the rider from Radstock, another former Super Teen, ahead of Northern Ireland's David Allingham, who we caught up with earlier. Then it's the Scotsman, Lewis Rollo, coming under attack now from Will Hodgson, number 14, Will from Wigan, sponsored by Ron Hodgson Cars, sorry. Further back there, that battle for 5th and 6th, that's Bradley Jones, number 75, and Alex Baker coming around the outside. Slippery round there, and he's gone down. He's lost the front end, Alex Baker. That's a shame for Alex, the rider from Ormskirk, the BBR racing rider, has gone down. He's been having a good weekend. but he's going to have to come back in race 2, but he took that slippery outside line there at Druids. It is wet here still. Harry Coomber, though, leads, number 61 on that Bardal Oils and Aztec GP Aprilia. Onto the start-finish line he goes to complete another lap. It is still David Allingham in second, 1 lap to go. Who's going to get third? Will Hodgson, can he get himself up on the podium? Will Lewis Rollo hold on to third place, or can Jamie Thackeray and Bradley Jones get in on the action? Further back, we should just mention Ben Luxton up in the top 7 and 8 again. Louis Dawson doing well ahead of Luke Thackeray and Dean Court, who's never been at Brands Hatch before. There's Will Hodgson, number 14, but where's Lewis Rollo? Lewis Rollo has gone AWOL, so Lewis has gone missing. And, well, I understand he has actually fallen, Lewis Rollo, number 8, so hopefully he's up and okay, but we've not seen that one, unfortunately, but it is Harry Coomber that looks set to win the first race here on TV in 2013. It's been an easy win for him. Coomber takes victory, number 61. We wait in the background for number 11, the Be More Aprilia of David Allingham. He crosses the line to take second, and it is going to be Will Hodgson, number 14, that takes third. It's going to be a close run thing to the line for fourth, and it is just Jamie Thackeray pinches fourth away from Bradley Jones for fourth place ahead of Brad, and in sixth, Ben Luxton has taken it ahead of Louis Dawson and Luke Thackeray. Confirmation then, Coomber from Allingham, Hodgson, Thackeray, Jones and Luxton. Lewis Rollo went down, and Ross Twyman unfortunately not out at the start. And there are your top 3 on the podium, Coomber, Allingham and Hodgson.
Third position in the Aprilia RV 450 Cup, Will Hodgson. It was a close race at the start, but you branched off in the end.
Yeah, I got a half-decent start, but I think I think Harry and Dave got a rocket Phil. That's where Phil came from, and they just shot off. Well, I managed to get one of them question mark boxes dropping into Paddock Hill, dropped a banana going into Graham Hill, and I think Lewis hit it. And a couple of them red and green tortoises come flying past, just missed me at the end, but no, all joking apart, it was a great race, and Harry's the master in these conditions, and Dee's not far off. But yeah, enjoyed it. Glad to be on the podium and finish a race after a dreadful start to the weekend. I'd just like to say thanks to my sponsors, my dad, Ron Hodgson Specialist Cars, Joe Hodgson, my brother, Nitro Helmets, In Competition, Ian and Myra, Gibbo, ASO Compressors and Equipment, Steve Lloyd, Jimmy and Dave Lewis for helping me fix my bike, and Jimmy for cooking me dinner and looking after me. And I think Bridgestone, Silkaleen, Thundersport GB, medics, marshals and circuit staff. Thanks very much.
Thank you. And second position goes to David Allingham. You were out there on your own between first and third. The race, how was it for you?
Yeah, I got a good start. It just I thought maybe at the start, if I get a good start, I'll hold Harry back for a while, but it wasn't happening. He came by me on the first lap. I stayed with maybe for about 1 or 2 laps, seeing that he was getting a lot of head, he was getting a lot of movement in the back tyre. I was starting to move about in the back, and I thought, you know what, broken collarbone, I think I'm going to just take it easy. Look behind me. It was just monitoring my pit board actually, just seeing how far those boys were behind me. I noticed that a big gap and thought, just chill out in second place and take it home.
Excellent. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Be More for coming this weekend. I wouldn't be here without those boys. My dad, EHJ Group, Ian Newton, Jimmy, Silkaleen, Bridgestone, everybody, thank you very much.
Well done, thank you. And the winner, there's no stopping him, Harry Coomber. You must like Brands Hatch. You were pulling away in the lead there.
Oh, it was one of those kind of races with the conditions and everything. It was just one of those races you're not looking forward to. You go out, you start off the line, and it's whatever could happen kind of thing. I thought David was right on my ass through that race, and it felt very close at some point, especially up through the hairpin, but it was really good, really, really good.
And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Oh, big thanks to Bridgestone, because those wets, I mean, with these conditions, how they're just brilliant. I've never experienced anything like it. In Competition, Aztec GB for helping me run this weekend, Bardal for a brilliant job with the oils, and my mum and dad really for getting me here, and especially my mum. Happy Mother's Day.
Good old Harry, a great win here at Brands Hatch. We're going to take a quick break, and afterwards we'll be back with the Super Teens. Welcome back to Brands Hatch. The weather, well, still not perfect here. It's still very damp in places, still very cold. Can Zach Cordery make it 2 from 2? The 13-year-old there on pole position. Second place, look at the size of him there, number 86, the newcomer Charlie Nesbitt. There is Ross Simpson, probably a little bit annoyed about his yellow flag infringement earlier on, which helped him drop down the order. And there is number 97, Bradley Peary, who will be looking to go one better in this race. He finished second in race 1. He's looking for the win here in race 2. The Dunlop Aprilia Super Teens ready to go. A class for riders aged 12 to 18. The likes of Casey Stoner, Cal Crutchlow have their names etched on the famous trophy. And the lights go out and away we go. It's a good start from number 97, Bradley Peary, who finished second in race 1, and coming through there looks as though it's a good start from Ross Simpson. Also, not a very good start at all for race 1 winner, number 22, Zach Corderoy. And as they fly down Paddock Hill Bend and up towards Druids, it is going to be number 97, Bradley Peary, that leads from Ross Simpson and Charlie Nesbitt. The blue wheels there, that's number 7, William Keynes, just going around Druids. But not a good start at all from Zach Corderoy. He'll be very frustrated with himself, and he's stuck in a gaggle of riders fighting away now for 5th and 6th place, so he's got a bit of work to do. As you can see on this opening lap already, Bradley Peary here is trying to open up a lead. He's got a good half a second over the chasing pack. Bradley, who won a couple of races last year, he was a newcomer. He won the Newcomers Championship just in the final round ahead of Ross Simpson, who's currently second on circuit. That this year, well, it looks as though the new kid on the block, number 86 in third there, is got to be the firm favourite to take the Newcomers Championship this season, because there he goes into third place. Tiny little rider, just turned 12 years old, a future star. Into Druids they come. It's Peary, the 14-year-old, ahead of Simpson. Then it's 12-year-old Charlie Nesbitt. That looked like Joe Sheldon Shaw, just moving up into 5th place, as we see another one of our newcomers just going through there. It was Jordan Boyle, number 37, the 14-year-old, who finished 3rd in race 1 in the newcomers. There is number 19, Aaron Clifford, up ahead of 7, William Keynes. That is the fight for 6th and 7th. And there is Ross Simpson, who, well, unfortunately, thanks to that yellow flag infringement in race 1, he ended up finishing down in 7th place, so it really did cost him. There's Zach Corderoy, just making his way through, and let's have a look. There's Peary, number 97, the leader, from Simpson, 95. Then it's Nesbitt, and Zach Corderoy is there in 4th place, so I'd say he's got about 6-7 seconds maximum, I'd have said, maybe, to try and find if he wants to win this race. That's going to be a bridge too far, I think, in conditions like this. So it looks as though we probably will get a different winner in this race, but anything can happen in greasy conditions. Corderoy, there he is, the 13-year-old, going through. That's number 34 going in there into Druids. That was Daniel Drayton, followed by number 77, that's James Popel. But Peary here with just over a second advantage over Ross Simpson. Around Surtees, McLaren, Clearways, and then onto Clark Curve. There is Ross Simpson, who really does hang off the edge of the bike. He's almost got his chin on the deck. Further back, well, you can see the gap. That is number 19 and number 101. That's Aaron Clifford, Curtis Drew, Joe Sheldon Shaw, all going through. William Keynes. Now up towards Druids, your race leader comes. It is still Bradley Peary, who hasn't really been challenged by Ross Simpson in second as yet. In 3rd place now, well, moving up ahead of Nesbitt. Zach Corderoy is the young rider on the move. The 13-year-old is the first rider to go under the 1 minute mark per lap. So, well, even though I've just said that I can't see it happening, he is trying to prove everyone wrong here by flying through. He's lapping a good second a lap quicker than Bradley Peary, the race leader. Not sure he's going to have enough time to catch him by the end of this race. We are running out of laps here. Peary so far has had quite a lonely and easy race out front. There is Simpson in second, and just behind Simpson, Zach Corderoy is now closing in, you know. Around Clark Curve they go and onto the start-finish straight, and maybe Zach Corderoy can smell a bit of a comeback here. Across the line they go. A few laps left here at Brands Hatch for these Aprilia Super Teens. Still a good job being done there by Charlie Nesbitt. the 12-year-old, number 86, rider from Swindon. So confident at such a young age. Brad Peary here, another one of our confident riders from Kendal. He is looking good to win it. You'd still have to say that he's the favourite as he just goes up the inside of Daniel Drayton there and puts a lap on him into Graham Hill Bend. In second place, I fear that Ross Simpson's going to struggle to hang on to that because Zach Corduroy's lap times are flying. And there you can see that battle for third. Corduroy is trying to take advantage of the back marker there and move up into second place. Peary should have enough of a gap there, but there is the fight for second. Number 95, Ross Simpson, ahead of Zach Corduroy, the race one winner, number 22. Onto the start-finish line they go now to complete another lap. Number 97 goes through and the last lap flag is out. That gap there should not come down. Corduroy's thinking about going around the outside into Paddock Hill Bend there. We'll have to wait and see how that one went, and I think he's made it stick, you know. The outside at Paddock Hill Bend in greasy conditions is really brave. And there is Brad Peary and there is Zach Corduroy. You know, he's going to have a bite at this on the final lap. We've got half a lap remaining. Does Brad Peary have any idea that the lead that he had has been cut to pretty much half a second now? Peary is cruising around, and Zach Corduroy just put in a lap that was 1.5 seconds quicker. We could have an epic finish on our hands here. Race one winner, Zach Corduroy, number 22 there, is closing in on Brad Peary. They come around, and McLaren now, they're dealing with the back marker, and they're side by side. And Peary still doesn't know he's there. They're now about to come on to the start-finish straight. Can Zach Corduroy get in the slipstream? He can indeed. They're coming up to the start-finish line now. The final lap. Who's going to win this one? It's going to be a photo finish across the line, and Peary just about takes it. 7 thousandths of a second is all that he won it by. But look, he's got his arms in the air. I don't think he can quite believe it. He has no idea where Zach Corduroy has come from, but what an effort from Corduroy. Despite a bad start, he comes back to finish a great race there. Just missing out. Peary doesn't even know if he's won it yet. He's got no idea. Well, I can tell you, you have by 7 thousandths of a second. Peary wins it from Corduroy. Simpson takes third. Nesbitt is fourth, and the winner of the newcomers ahead of Aaron Clifford and Curtis Drew. And there is Peary there in the middle, very happy with Corduroy on the left and Ross Simpson on the right. The standings then as we head into Donington Park, well, it's wide open. Corduroy leads, 10 points ahead of Peary. Charlie Nesbitt, the newcomer, in third. And the newcomers on the podium, it's Nesbitt ahead of Jordan Boyle and Cameron Tenzin-Jenkins. The newcomers going into Donington Park, then Nesbitt has a decent lead now ahead of Jordan Boyle, with CTJ in third ahead of Thomas Burnett.
The position in the Aprilia Super Teens, Ross Simpson. That was a close race for you up there. Were you battling to get to the front?
Yeah, I started off quite well, then I tried catching Bradley throughout the race, then I made a mistake on the final lap, and Zach took me. Had a hard weekend, I'm glad I pulled back.
Do you like Brands Hatch?
Yeah, it's an alright track. I like some of the corners here, like Paddock Hill Bend and all that. Yeah, it's really good.
And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank ST Tuning, Black Horse, Aquaid, Andrew Jones Motorcycles, Hung John for designing my helmets, Kabuto helmets, and my dad for supporting me.
And Zach Corduroy finishes second. That was definitely a tough race. You were definitely pushing for the win right there.
Yeah, I was about 5 seconds behind. Had to catch him up throughout the race. Shame I didn't get the win though.
There was 7 thousandths of a second between you and first position. Do you reckon it's going to be this close for the next upcoming rounds?
Yeah, throughout the whole year, it's going to be swapping positions and everything. It's going to be brilliant.
And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I was saying Pewterlin, Machine Shack, Thundersport, Aprilia and Dunlop.
And Bradley Peary takes the win. That was definitely a tough race for you. You faced some competition there.
That was as close as I've ever been in. I mean, but that doesn't go to people, so we have like signals like, you're doing it right, back off, go for it like. And yeah, I had no idea how far back. I could hear his engine on the overrun going into corners. I was right behind me. And then last I saw, because second corner, I'm coming on paddock, it's like dead slippery, back end, everything goes out, it's coming out like, you know. And then last I saw, got back marks, you need to like go inside or outside. And then, yeah, it's alright. I thought I got it coming out last corner. I thought, you know, I got it. You know, I can just like keep tucked in, maybe, and then I thought I was alright. And I saw a silver wheel of Zach just sneaking behind me. I thought, oh my god, come on, 1 more horsepower. But yeah, I was waiting. I was like going to the crowd, who's got it, and yeah, I came in there and said I got it, so I'm happy enough.
Do you reckon Zach Cordroy will be a close rival of yours for this year?
Yeah, I mean, all Super riders, especially newcomers, they all get faster throughout the year. Zach's always on it, so is Ross. There's going to be loads of fast riders, like, I know there is. But in my opinion, I think Zach's the one to beat, like.
It's going to be close racing. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I won't blabber on this time. Thank all my sponsors, Film Sport, Dunlop, In Competition, 06, RST, yeah, absolutely everyone.
And the Nitro newcomers, third is Cameron. You enjoyed that race?
I enjoyed it, but I mean, it was really tricky condition, especially up at Druids, because I think it was just completely wet there coming out. Everything was sliding. It was really tricky conditions today.
Well, you've come out well with a third position. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Mum, Dad, family and friends. I'd also like to thank a big thank you to Motrack Racing for a fantastic bike. Everybody at Motrack, big thanks. Also, Direct Distribution for providing us with all the great parts and oil and stuff. So yeah, big thanks to them. And yeah, just really happy about today. Thanks.
Well done. And second position goes to Jordan Boyle. Did you enjoy that race out there? Second position, you must be happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. It was a bit sketchy though. Like Druids, it was like really wet because like oil leak, I think, in one of the earlier races. Yeah.
Now it's getting later in the day, the temperature's cooling off. Is that proving a problem?
Not really, because like the wet tyres we were running, they kept like a lot of heat in the tyres.
Excellent. And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I thank Artel Copiers, my brother, and my grandma for funding my tyres.
First position goes to Charlie Nesbitt in the Nitro newcomers. You're definitely giving the more experienced Aprilia Super Teens a run for their money.
Yeah, it's quite fun and more exhilarating where you get more of an adrenaline rush. It's more fun.
And you enjoy Brands Hatch? Is this one of your favourite circuits?
Well, I ain't ridden any other circuits, so it's my favourite track so far.
Excellent. What circuits are you looking forward to in the future?
Donington, next rounds, and that's about it, because I don't really know the other rounds yet. So.
And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors on my highways again, and especially Mini Motor Racing and Scott Finley for building my engines.
Well, they are great, aren't they, the Aprilia Super Teens? And one of them could be a future world champion. We'll be back after the break with the 450s. Welcome back then to Brands Hatch, the first round of the season, and it's time for the 450s. You know the score. You start off as an Aprilia Super Teen, aged 12 to 18. What's the next step after that? Well, it's the 450s. They are double the horsepower, but funnily enough, they actually weigh less than an Aprilia RS125. They are fantastic and beautiful and nimble machines. And we have got stacks of talent on the grid here for you in this next race. David Allingham, pole position on the Be More Aprilia, ahead of race 1 winner Harry Coomber. Jamie Thackeray, number 94, should be third on the grid, ahead of last year's Aprilia Super Team champion Lewis Rollo. Not sure if Lewis has made out onto the grid because of that crash earlier. I hope that it's not injury to him. That it may be a few bike problems, but I can tell you that in his place, number 15, Ross Twyman, has made it back out onto the grid. So keep an eye out for number 15. You can just see him on the left of your screen there, next to number 75, Bradley Jones, who's had a weekend so far to forget. He'll look to pick it up here in this race. Looks like a good start there from David Allingham on the Be More Aprilia, number 11. And look who's coming around the outside there. That's Harry Coomber, the race 1 winner, and he does. He shuts the door on the entire field. And the rider from Bradstock on the Bardell Oils and Aztec GP Aprilia leads into Druids, and that looked like Will Hodgson having a sneaky peek up into second, and he has gone up to second ahead of David Allingham. Bradley Jones in 4th place as they scurry down into Graham Hill Bend. There is Jamie Thackeray with the green helmet. His brother Luke Thackeray, number 95, with the yellow helmet, but it's Harry Coomber looking to do the double here today, flying through on this first lap. He does like these conditions. 14 there, Will Hodgson in second place ahead of David Allingham, who we spoke to at the top of the show. And then it's Bradley Jones, number 75. Bradley from Stalbridge. He's up ahead of the Canterbury rider Ross Twyman, who is very, very quick, and he'll be most disappointed that he missed out on that race last time around. There is Luke Thackeray, the younger brother of Jamie Thackeray, the number 95 with a yellow helmet. He's just behind Dean Court, number 36, who is a first-time visitor here to Brands Hatch. There's Will Hodgson, the 26-year-old. And he's just up ahead of Ross Twyman. But so far, no real change at the top of the standings, and it's still Harry Coomber that leads. But in second place now, Allingham has moved ahead and has got a decent gap over Will Hodgson. You have to say that despite the fact that David Allingham will of course want to win the championship, for a rider that broke his collarbone no more than 3 weeks ago to be here and taking a massive bunch of points like this and finishing in the top 3 really is good for his confidence. And then we'll head off to Donington in a few weeks' time. Those of you that have watched the Aprilia Super Teams for a number of years, in fact, you will remember that race leader at the moment, Harry Coomber, number 61 here, won probably the most memorable Super Team race that we'd ever seen at Donington Park a couple of years ago. It was a 15-bike freight train all the way to the line. A wonderful effort. There's number 5, George Stanley. George is just getting used to life on a 450 this year, a Super Team rider that has moved up onto the 450 for 2013. We'll monitor his progress throughout the year. There is David Allingham, number 11, just coming around McLaren and Clearways now. Third place there. Well, Ross Twyman has moved up ahead of Will Hodgson now. Ross Twyman, a rider that, well, by the time he'd got to grips with a 450 halfway through last year, he was more often than not on the podium. He hates it when I say that he's a wet weather specialist, because he is just as quick in the drive, but he does like the conditions to be a little dodgy. But at the moment, he's just had the third place taken off him by Will Hodgson. It's still Coomber from Allingham in second. Third place is Hodgson now, Twyman in fourth, Baker in fifth place. Baker, of course, fell here at Druids in race 1. Just behind Baker is number 75, Brad Jones, and then 94, Jamie Thackeray. Further back in 8th, it's Luxton ahead of Cameron Lee. Dean Court 10th, George Stanley 11th, Luke Thackeray 12th, Gideon Thomas in 13th. But there is your race leader, 61, Harry Coomber. So confident. And in conditions like this, it really is important to get off to a decent start, and that's exactly what he did. He was willing to push it in the early stages of this race, and thus he has a 4 or 5 second lead on this final lap now. He should just be able to cruise home and do the double here today. Looking very relaxed, taking some nice lines there. This is the fight for 5th place between Bradley Jones, Alex Baker, and number 94, Jamie Thackeray. Meanwhile, Harry Coomber is around Surtees, up past McLaren. He takes a big look over his shoulder, and he'll see that David Allingham is a good 3 or 4 seconds behind him in second place. Will Hodgson and Ross Twyman are having a proper ding-dong for third up until the line, but as he comes across the line, he's even able to sit up. Harry Coomber, that was too easy on a 450. He wins. Second place is David Allingham, and third just goes to Will Hodgson. He gets Ross Twyman on the line. So Allingham second, Hodgson third, Twyman in fourth, and it's quite close between Baker and Jones for 5th and 6th. It is, in fact, going to go to Alex Baker. He finishes in 5th ahead of Bradley Jones. Jamie Thackeray just misses out on a top 6 finish in 7th place. And there's confirmation of the results. Harry Coomber, your winner. There he is in the middle. Allingham to the left and Will Hodgson on the right. Championship standings then heading into Donington Park in the next round in a month's time. Harry Coomber leads from David Allingham. Hodgson third ahead of Twyman, Thackeray and Ben Luxton.
Third position in the RRV 450 GP Cup goes to Will Hodgson. You faced tough competition there from Ross Twyman. You were battling all the way and got him just on the line.
Yeah, I got a good start, and I I got past D into Druids, then he got us around the outside, around clearways, made me look like a bit of a mug. When Ross come past, I tried to tag on back of Ross, and he helped us out a great deal there, teaching me how to go into paddock hill in these conditions. You could see that we were catching D. Harry had gone, but no, it was a good battle, some good close moves, and I really enjoyed it. Some block passes and a bit close at times, but no, if it went either way, if Ross was stood here where I am, I'd be just as happy.
And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my dad, Ron Hodgson Specialist Cars, Joe Hodgson, my brother, John and Daisy, I out in Monaco, John and Daisy, Nitro Helmets, Colroyd, In Competition, Ian Newton, Myra Newton, Gibbo, Acer Compressors and Equipment, Steve Lloyd, all of Thundersport GB, Marshals, Medics, Officials, Silkleen and Bridgestone, and I think I've got everyone.
And second position in the RRV 450 Cup goes to David Allingham. You were out there on your own in second, but did you enjoy the race?
Not really. It's very cold. It's not that good to ride at the minute. Harry was on fire again, couldn't do nothing. As soon as he got past me, I could do a wee bit on the brakes, and coming out of the corners, he would just take bike lengths out of me. But yeah, I'm happy to be back up to the podium again, getting some good solid points for the championship. Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the boys at Beemore, my dad, Gail. Some of my college friends came this weekend to even watch me, so thank you as well. I'd like to thank Will, making fun of me there in the background. EHA Group, Silkleen, Bridgestone, everybody, thank you very much.
First position in the RRV 450 GP Cup goes to Harry Coomber. You're out there on your own, a storming lead, a brilliant weekend for you overall.
Oh, it's been an epic weekend, especially a brilliant start to the season, you know. Cheers. You come in with all optimism kind of thing, and, you know, going out to see what you can do. You don't know what else it's going to be like, and to come out on top this weekend is really good feeling.
And you're looking forward to Donington Park. Have you been there before?
Absolutely love the track. It's one of my top favourites, really is.
We look forward to seeing you there. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Again, I mean, big thanks to Bridgestone, In Competition, everybody. It's been brilliant. I've never ridden a bike like that before. It's just truly epic. A big thanks to Bridal Aztec GP again for helping me all this, and Mum and Dad, and once again, happy birthday, Mum.
Thank you, well done.
Well, that's it from us here at Brands Hatch and the Aprilia Challenge. Join us again in a month's time from Donington Park, where the championship will hot up again. But for now, it's goodbye.